Here to show you how you can take your PowerPoint drawings and give it that Visio look. I'm a big Visio user. I've used it for a long time, and until 2020, when I saw Kevin's first PowerPoint webinar, I wasn't a believer. But then I saw the freeform tool and I started using it, and I found a way to make it my own. So I'll dive in. You see my Visio window here on the left side of my screen. I got Trout Right 200 jet steamer. So this play was drawn in Visio. I can take this play and draw it in PowerPoint, and it's going to look like a PowerPoint drawing. And so I'm going to start from the very beginning and kind of fly through. If you guys have any questions, please use the chat. Coach Cash will see it. I can go back and review. So starting, I'm going to grab my offensive line. So I go in my shapes and grab a square. So I'm grabbing my square. I'm also going to go to my football tab here before I get started. Got my football tab open. So I go to create my square. If I hold shift, it's going to keep that square as a true square. If I go to, again, just to create it without holding shift, it can get kind of a rectangle, anything you want. So anytime you're creating a circle or a square, you grab what you want, you hold shift, and it'll keep it a perfect square for you. So I'm going to put that here on my line. That's my line of scrimmage. And now I'm going to go back to my football tab. So I've customized this like you've seen earlier with Kevin. And so right now it is 0.5 wide and high. So I'm going to change that to make it custom to what I want. Go 4.3 and go 0.4.3. And so here's my square how I like it. So I can go back and grab my circle and create the rest of my offensive line and my receivers. Again, I'll click, hold shift. That give me a perfect circle. Get here, go back to my football tab, and I'll make sure that's the same size as 0.4.3, 0.4.3. So now I have it here. I'm just going to duplicate Control D a couple times. Got my guard, my tackle. Control D one more time. Get my guard and tackle. So now I'm going to do what Kevin showed you earlier, and I'm going to highlight them all. And I'm going to use my quick access bar, and I'm going to align the top. And I am going to distribute horizontal. So now they're even. I'm going to zoom in, bring it, get it perfectly on the left hash. And I'm going to fill them white. And I'm going to go and I'm going to open my format object pane over here and adjust them, make them a little bit thicker to 2.25. So my offensive line is perfect. Now I am creating the rest of my formation. So I'm going to Control D. Here's my X, Control D again. Quarterback. I have my tailback here. Tight end. Get two more. And here's the rest of my formation for my receivers. So now from here, I'm going to start drawing. I know we got to do a lot more text, but we'll start drawing. And so earlier I set this up. I formatted my shape to my line thickness and the arrows I want to use. So I go up and I get my shapes, freeform shape tool. And I'm going to start drawing everything you see here in my Visio window. So I'll click once to start, hold shift to keep it straight, get here to 6 yards, and I'll click. But now another trick I like to use whenever I'm drawing to make sure I'm on the same plane, I'm going to right click, I'm going to turn on my grid. And so I use these uh, grid lines, use my guidelines to make sure I'm kind of hitting where I want to hit. And so I'll go back again, get my freeform tool. I'm going to grab and draw my adjustments here. Get to about 8 yards. And then it's a bad line where we draw really quick. Adjustments, 8. And now I'll just keep going and drawing the rest. So I have a lose 2, stick route, freeform tool, click, up to 5, click again, ease out. Now I'm going to draw my steamer seam. So first thing I'm going to draw is my post, which will end up being dotted here eventually. Gives about 12-yard break point. He's there. I'm going to draw my slot fade. Click here. Get to about 3 or 4 yards. There's his break point, and this is where I want him to end. So I'll click here. And we'll get that, and then I'll go back, grab my more lines. I'll click and I'll grab and draw another hitch. About right here. And then my adjustment for my hitch is going to end up being just like the other one, start from the line of scrimmage. So here's my steamer. So now we can begin to make our adjustments to these routes. And so we're going to go here, here, here. These guys are going to be dotted. So I'll go back into my dots. They're running their adjustments. And so I'll grab these two here. And they are going to have a different end cap. They're stopping right at 8-9 yards. And I'm going to go with my slot fade, move him in a little bit so he's sitting on top because he's a primary route. I'm going to right click E for edit points. And now I'm grabbing these black squares to give me the white square, and I can begin to bevel these points to give my slot fade and placing it where I want it. So again, I click here, I grab, I can bevel these lines, move the end cap and bevel some more. And now we have our route built out. And so you can always go and make your adjustments as you're going. If you have your default shape, just build out your route. So I build out my run block here, click, escape, here, freeform tool. And I'm going across, escape, zoom in for my adjustments here. I'll just click, and I will change this end cap to none. And I'm not going, for time's sake, I won't make this perfect. But then I'll go and I'll draw his route now here, this check slow. So I'll go and I grab, click where you want to start, click where you want to end. And I can right click and I will edit points. And I can begin to bevel these lines for my check slow route. So we have everything built out. Now it's just a matter of adding this text and recognizing what font and what you want it to look like. And so this here's Courier New. And so now I'm just adding the Courier New using the text boxes as Kevin showed before. And so I'll go and I'll add my route. So this is a Thunder. Click it, drag it out, place it underneath. I'll go to my text options. Click here. We're going to go align this in the middle. Don't shrink, no text wrap. Make all these zeros. I'll go Shift Control Comma to shrink my text to 18. But now I'll change this to Courier New, and I'll go into my football tab to make all these changes. So go here, Courier New. Here's my change. Go bold, shrink it down a little bit more. And I will go back and I'll align this in the center. And now you're just Control D, you're copying and pasting this where you want it. And then you eventually, I can change all these routes, give them a different name. And so here we have our steamer seam, thunder, we have our stick. We have the rest of our routes, and we're just building. So I duplicate again, put my header up top. And this is going to be 11 personnel, trout, right, 200, jet, steamer. Widen this font. We'll go ahead and change this to a Bookman O style. Go Shift, Control, period to enlarge this. And now we have the beginning of our route. So I can go ahead now. I can go right click, go to my grid and I can remove my grid line so now it gives me a better look. So now I'll even go ahead and I'll recreate this using this, going Control D. I'll go back here and I will rotate and I can zoom in, I grab my line and place it, and now I have a straight line there. So now I go ahead and add my routes. I'll click in, get my X, go in and I'll change it, the font to black, make it Courier New as well. Courier New as well. Bold it. Now I can go Shift Command C. I'll click all these, go Shift Command V, and I can begin to add their text in. So this is my H, this is my Y, this is my F, and this is my Z. We begin to build in our routes to make them look just like they do in Visio. And the rest of this is now just adding text boxes, duplicating, getting the look and feel for how you want with your routes. So he is 2 by 2 off the ball. You can duplicate. This route is at 6 yards. And now you're just duplicating these and placing them where you want to give you that look and feel that you may see from some of your teams in the league, in the NFL. So here's the majority that's built out, and keep going, build out my progressions. So this is 2 yards. I could change the color. In here, my text color is blue. Underline it, duplicate it. Here's my 2. Here's my 1, first in my progression. Hit it again. Now here's my outlet for my back. So once everything is built, it's all about the details and getting everything how you want it to look. As far as, you're at a numbers +4 on a hash, come here, change the underline, go back, use red, and now you're just duplicating and you are moving guys around and you're changing text. So he is -1 in the numbers. Not duplicate him because he's going to be still +4. Okay, and here is route. It is a check slow. So my quarterback, he's taking a 3-step drop. Control Shift C, Control Shift V. He's dropping, and I can just draw his line using the freeform tool. Now change his end cap to the dot. So the only thing we're missing is our yes, no for these guys. But again, duplicate, create it, double click the type, and you have your yes, no. You have your red line marker for your seam. And throw another yes, no over here to where we're going to throw it. So about 5 minutes or less, I just recreated a play that's drawn in Visio and PowerPoint, and it has the very close to the same look.